Welcome back to another round of Basis Picks. Now, this might actually be the quickest one I've ever done because there's two fights that I'm going to speak about, and neither of them are people that I would say I've watched extensively. I've seen enough of them, I guess, to make a somewhat educated guess, but you know, it's definitely not comprehensive, and this is definitely one of those weekends where win or lose, I'm actually not that fussed, but let's give it this proper respect. So first one first is Lewis Ritson versus Ohara Davies. Now, based on, I guess, base styles for both of these, you would probably say they both exhibit boxer puncher tendencies, with Lewis Ritson wanting to be a bit more of a sort of a front foot kind of guy, getting on the inside, harry his opponent, make his opponent sort of work at his kind of pace. Now, Ohara Davies is definitely a lot more economical, likes to stay on the outside, likes to use his distance and long range, sort of likes to stab with the jab and sort of try and set up basic 1-2s off of, you know, his lead hand. He always looks a bit cumbersome to me, but he does manage to kind of get into range and get work off. So realistically, this fight, I believe, is being held in Newcastle at the Newcastle Arena. So look, long story short, I feel that hometown advantage for Lewis Ritson would very much hold him in good stead in this fight. Ohara's gonna have his moments where he will look to uncoil that right hand and deliver his power system, which he does have. But I feel as if Ritson probably has a bit more variety and maybe a bit more all-round nuance to him than Ohara Davies. So just because of that and the hometown advantage, I predict that Lewis Ritson will end up with this fight via decision, probably a UD as well. I don't think there'll be any sort of controversy in it. I doubt it'll be a split, and I don't think it will end in a knockout either. I don't think either guy is gonna commit enough to putting himself in danger in that sense. Second fight. All right, so this one, Brandon Figueroa versus Mark Magsayo. Now, I did state yesterday on the round table, shout out to Joe Habib and D-Style Boxing and the rest of the panel that was there as well, including In the Ring with Christine, Hot Box Boxing, sorry, as well. I've not seen a huge amount of either guy. I've seen, I think, 2 or 3 of Mark Magsayo's fights. I saw the Gary, what was his name? Is it Antoine Russell? I saw the Gary Russell fight. I saw the Ray Vargas fight for Mark Magsayo. For Brandon Figueroa, I did see the Stephen Fulton fight. And I think there was one other one a little while back, but again, I'm not very well versed in both of these guys. So this is another prediction whereby I'm kind of just going to go off of what I have seen and see how it plays out. Now, Brandon Figueroa is a very active and very busy fighter. He throws a high volume from what I've seen. Definitely punches in bunches, wants to stay on his opponent, doesn't really give them a second to breathe. And unless you've got elite distance control and good stamina, he basically will just grind you down via attrition. I think he's 23-1 with 18 KOs or something along those lines. So he's definitely, you know, he gets guys out of there. Mark Magsayo, I believe he's 24-1 with 16 KOs. Now, with Mark, he is very much more of a counter puncher. He likes to basically invite his opponent on and then time them and obviously catch them in between their shots, and that's how he seems to have the majority of his success. He does, from what I've seen, fall apart when you get a guy that will basically go high volume and almost fluster him. Hence, in the Ray Vargas fight, Ray was just too busy, too active for him, and obviously the size advantage helped Ray as well in that one. So with Brandon Figueroa coming up from 122, the one thing that I can kind of see in this particular bout is he's clearly seen something to make Mark Magsayo be like one of the first people you choose after moving up a weight class. I reckon that he's banking on his activity and his ability to grind someone down being the main reason that this fight basically works in his favor. Because again, if you pressure Mark Magsayo enough, he will lose his shape and he will end up being, you know, ineffective and almost having to sort of cover up to just try and survive the salvos that are coming his way. But with that being said, I think that due to Mark Magsayo being the naturally bigger guy of the two, and the fact that he does have very good power, I can see a scenario where he does in fact catch Brandon Figueroa in between one of his busier periods, probably even at a point where maybe Figueroa is getting overconfident because he's having a huge amount of success, and then at that point I can see a scenario where he allows his power basically to take over and tell and dictate sort of how this fight goes, and his natural size to a point where maybe he hurts Figueroa, and now Figueroa's either in survival mode or he's not as busy as he normally would be with smaller opponents. So I'm going to be a bit of a contrarian. While I have no faith in any prediction, I'm going to go with the bigger guy getting the decision in this one, and I think it very well could be by way of stoppage. So that's going to be my pick there. I'm going to go Mark Magsayo for a late stoppage against Brandon Figueroa. Please leave yours in the comments below. Let me know if my predictions are utterly trash this week. I won't complain and I won't argue if that is the case. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you very much for watching, and for now, by the way, obviously I do know there's the DAZN Mexico card on, but I don't know any of the people on that, so I'm just going to watch that as a fan, see if I can get to learn some of those as well, and look out for their fights moving forward. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. That's Basis Picks. Locked.